I I have figured out how to get the Mexicans to pay for the wall, and they will do it cheerfully. Now, I don't think I can get them to put the pretty side of the wall toward us. They'll probably put the pretty side of the wall toward them, but I have a proposal for that too. But at least we could get them to build the wall. They'll do it for probably 1/10 the cost of what it would cost us. And they'll do it cheerfully, and we will remain friends. Here's what it is. We make an agreement that we will not take any water out of the Colorado River, and let it all go across the border to them. They then can take that water, run canals down the Baja Peninsula and down the west side of Mexico, and have the most enormous farming operation in the history of the world. And they'll all get filthy rich. We'll get, I don't know, mangoes, melons, just amazing fruits and vegetables from that. Hell, probably maybe be able to raise meat too. So then, if we agree not to take any water out of the Colorado River, San Diego and Los Angeles are going to have to move because they won't be able to have any more golf courses or lawns. And the desert wind is going to blow through those towns. So the Los Angelinos and the San Diegans are going to have to move. Well, where would they move to? Well, we're getting this enormous retirement population. I bet you a big bunch of them are going to want to move south, where the Mexicans have these gardens of Eden growing. The Mexicans are not going to like that, so they're going to build a wall to keep us north of the border. And so, okay. Now, that's how to get them to build the wall for 1/10 the cost of what it would cost us. Here's how to get them to put the pretty side of the wall facing us, or maybe pretty on both sides. And that would be that we go right on ahead with our DEA drug interdiction program. Go right ahead with it. I once asked a DEA agent, how much of the drug traffic do you guys actually catch? He said, about 1/5. I thought, well, geez, the drug lords would take care of that. That you're just catching the incompetent nincompoops. If we stop spending all that money on DEA, the drug lords would kill off the 1/5. So that wouldn't cost us anything. We'd use the money for something else. So I said, well, what if we doubled your budget? How much would, he said, well, if we wouldn't get 40%. I said, well, what if we gave you 5 times as much money? Well, we wouldn't get all of it, maybe half. And then he gets upset and he says, so are you proposing that we legalize drugs? Actually, no. I am proposing that we go right on interdicting the drugs, but then instead of burning them, we take them onto the streets of the cities and we hand them out for free. So if you want free drugs, you got to dip your whole arm into a vat of blue dye so that we can tell who the stoners are. Now, the other, sometimes though, we will trade drugs for information about where do you normally get your drugs. When you do steal my car radio and sell it and buy a bag, who do you buy it from? And who buys my car radio from you? So we'll trade it for information. They then go home happy, blue-armed. Okay, so the drug market will fluctuate wildly because as we catch some and hand them out for free, the market dries up. It's just not profitable to import them at the great expense these guys have. They buy submarines. They have airplanes. And so we then trade the drugs we steal from them for information to send them to prison. The market dries up for a while until there aren't any drugs and everybody gets desperate. And the smart ones get into rehab and the dumb ones start stealing car radios again. And so you get this wildly fluctuating market that has got to be a miserable way to live if you're an addict. And so we'll then start providing more and more rehab services. So now, instead of money and guns flowing south across our border into Mexico, nothing flows. A little bit of drugs flows once in a while when the market looks good, will flow south from the south into the north, but we'll mostly have that handled. So I propose we give them the Colorado River to get them to build the wall. Turns out they're going to build the wall to keep us out. Then, to get them to put the pretty side of the wall on our side, we just give drugs away for free. You don't legalize it. Screw that. We want drugs to go away. Well, if you want drugs to go away, take all the profit out of it. You see, we fight two drug wars, and one makes the other worse. The drug war we actually fight is, let's not let our little Johnny have any drugs. And the consequence is that the drugs becomes extremely profitable, and that money and guns then flowing south ruins governments all the way from Mexico to Bolivia. So we got to stop fighting the wrong war. The correct war is make drugs not profitable. Either start manufacturing substitutes and hand those out for free with a blue arm so we know who we don't want driving our bus or our airplane or filling your teeth. And so, I'm sitting here, I'm all cut up. They're pumping me through I think it was about 10 pills I took this morning. But you know what? You just can't slow down the mind of the hot tub curmudgeon.